Hello everyone, welcome to Suphanburi, the indoor stadium host to the IWBF Men's Repechage 2026 and our third and final game of day two that pits Iran against Brazil. Two teams that had contrasting results yesterday on day one. Iran got us underway with a victory over Senegal, but Brazil, looking to get their first win here in Thailand, narrowly lost out to Poland. John Hobbs, Josh Bett alongside you, bringing you all the action here in central Thailand. Josh, welcome. And two teams that had contrasting results yesterday, as said, and are looking to continue their form. Well, for Iran, looking to continue their form. For Brazil, looking to get their first win. What are you looking for these two teams?
Well, first of all, John, it's always great to be here on the broadcast with you at the IWBF, and now it's the 2026 Repechage. And yes, you're right, both teams very different results yesterday. Iran took care of business in their opening game. The experience of the bronze medalists, the team who came third place at the IWBF World Championship in 2022, against what we saw in Brazil. You know, unfair to say one-man show, but when we think about it, not only did he have 34 points, but Cristiano Clemente was 1 rebound and 3 assists away from a potential triple-double.
Also had more three-pointers than anyone on day one. 4 of 14, 34 and 9 on that day yesterday against Poland. And for Iran, a team that know each other very well. They've been around the block. They've played together for many, many years. It's just a case of playing to their strengths. However, they come across a South American team that love to get out on the open floor.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the transition is very quick. The thing that they need today is the spacing. Every player needs to know their position, where they're going to be most dangerous, or where they're going to identify those high percentage looks. But, John, at the same time, Iran also have a very good transition game, and it all predicates with their defense. Whether they come up with defensive rebounds or force stops, they will also get out on the run.
Starting fives for the two teams, starting with Iran, who are going with Amareza Ahmadi, Morteza Abadi, Mohamed Hassan Siari, Mahdi Abbasi, and Reza Nixarat. For Brazil, Duan Santos, Dario Filo, Cristiano Clemente, Alex da Silva, and Sergio Junior. So both teams going with their same starting fives from day one. Brazil will be in green, Iran will be in white. Our three officials assigned this game from Spain, Canada, and Germany. Hector Carmona appearing in his last world event. From Spain, Alexandra Lapointe from Canada, and Daniel Kruger from Germany. Well, we'll bring a close to what has been a very exciting day two. Of course, you watched a thriller earlier between Poland and Senegal, with Poland just coming out on top in that game. Our first game of the day saw the Netherlands defeating a very spirited Thailand side. As we get the third and final game of day two underway, and Iran straight away with possession and one as the score from Amareza Ahmadi. And again, Iran playing to their strengths right from the get-go, 6 seconds in.
Well, John, you mentioned the continuity, the synergy of Iran. And I already mentioned, I highlighted the bronze medalist at the last IWBF World Championship. But what vision from Sayari, to spot Amareza so quickly.
Part of that all-tournament team at last November's Asia-Oceania Championships. Amareza Ahmadi getting Iran off and running in this game. 2-0 early doors. As Da Silva can't get his two to go. And here is Sayari. Sayari going right down Main Street.
That's a very strong start for Iran. Already 2 points in the paint. And again, Brazil want to see that collapse defense that we saw them exhibit against Poland yesterday.
Mohamed Hassan Sayari, a good mid-range shooter, but on this occasion driving to the basket. Filo wanted a foul on his miss. Here is Clemente. 6 to shoot for Brazil. Da Silva. Good defense again from Iran. And Iran, a statement of intent at both ends of the floor. Brazil will keep it with 2.3 on the shot clock. Here is Clemente, hoists one up and airballs it. And at both ends of the floor in the early stages, Iran mean business.
Oh, sure, Iran has looked at Brazil's last game against Poland. They probably identified Clemente is their go-to scoring option. And I said this yesterday, Brazil cannot just be a one-team scoring player. Other players need to get involved, John.
Only 2 players in double figures yesterday for Brazil against Poland, Clemente and Da Silva. A lot of other players did get good looks, just the execution wasn't there. But Iran, right now, are in rhythm. As the latest score there from Morteza Abedi.
Well, it's all too easy in the paint for Iran. Brazil, they need to tighten up inside the key defensively.
Sergio Junior, Filo, and Filo connects.
And that's a good bucket for them, because that just goes to show Iran can't just focus on Clemente.
And we got an offensive foul at the other end as well, or at the same end. So Brazil will get the ball back. Oh, in fact, actually, they've reversed it. They've reversed the call. It's an Iran ball. Not quite sure who the foul was on. We'll get clarification in just a sec, but Iran will get us back off and running on this one. Amareza Amadi. Sayari. Sayari loves the mid-range, can't get that to go.
And I like how Iran's using Abbasi, trying to set those screens.
And the finish from Ebedi. 2 quick field goals for him, and Iran right now suffocating on the defensive end and getting scores off turnovers. Right now, Brazil have just not got in any sort of flow in this contest. Clemente. And Clemente is fouled by Sayari. That'll be Sayari's first foul.
John, you can see Iran, they really want to make life difficult for Cristiano Clemente. Make him give the possession up. Make someone else score.
Clemente. Sergio Junior in acres of space. Clemente decides to go it alone and hits a 2.
And you have 2 players. Abbasi's got to come out and help Reza. John Clemente still clutch in the corner.
Well, he's a pure scorer, is Cristiano Clemente. We've seen it already in day 1, and we're seeing glimpses of it here. He gets the steal. Here is Sergio Junior, who wisely comes out and will set the play for Brazil. Clemente looking for it off the pass from Da Silva, but the ball will go out of bounds, and Iran can breathe a sigh of relief. They'll get the possession again.
I've got to credit Brazil in the past defensive play, because you have both Mortez and Abbasi in the paint. That was the same crash defense, clogging, making that congestion, but tough offense down the other end.
Well, Iran have started 4 of 5 from the field thus far. Amadi looking to add to that. Now that's Iran's second miss of this contest, and a whistle has gone.
John, I love what Abbasi does on the offensive end for Iran. He becomes the bulk, you know, the brick wall, sets those screens. At some point, Amareza, he's going to have wide open looks all night if he keeps going to those baseline screen options with Abbasi.
Sayari thinking about it, instead chooses against it. And off to the right. It's always a thing when you get caught in 2 minds, it just makes that shooting percentage go a bit lower when you take that shot.
Yeah, well, it's good what you're seeing from Iran. They want to go with ball screen scenarios, but if you're going to take those shots, they got to be high percentage looks.
Yeah. Always be confident in when you're shooting. That was not a confident look. Clemente again in the corner, this time short. You can see a little bit of frustration there from Sergio Junior, who wanted the pass. Here is Abassi. Abassi right down Main Street, banks it home. And Iran out to a 10-4 lead.
That's just a little too convenient. Abassi had that from his own court, got inside the Brazilian paint. Defense needs to stop him in his tracks a bit quicker.
Da Silva. Da Silva's pass asking a little too much of Dario Filo.
Just a big moment here for young Reza. He's the youngest player on this team, I believe, from what we've been told by the coaches. And it was a bit of, controversy giving him this opportunity. But so far, he's proving his hunger, his desire to be at this level through his defense.
Well, he certainly doesn't look out of place. A really physical player, confident as well on the defensive end. And along with Abassi, was right under the basket waiting for the loose ball or any sort of loose ball. The whistle has gone, and Iran keep possession. Iran have held Brazil to just 2 field goals halfway through the first.
Well, Brazil just need to settle a little bit. I think they need to move the ball, try to get an overload to one side if they want to get those open looks for Clemente. But here Iran, build on the momentum you have early.
Reza a 3, no good, as Amareza Ahmadi misses, but Iran keep the ball. Abassi looking for Morteza Abadi, and he misses his 2. And it's rebounded by Clemente. Da Silva. There is Filo, the layup, and he gets it to go. And that's Brazil's strength, running the floor and creating open looks in transition.
But also Da Silva being a pressure reliever, flashing to the middle, giving Clemente a chance to lose the pressure.
Sayari gets it to go, and I'll tell you what, you go back to 2024's Repechage, Sayari from that same spot with that game winner against Canada, and again from mid-range.
Well, he's an icon, and he's an icon not only in Iran, but also in Turkey.
Yeah, majority of the Iran players hone their trade in Turkey, as Filo hits a mid-range as well. And now you sense Brazil just getting a little more into this contest.
Well, like I said, other players score, it puts pressure on Iran's defense, and not only a one-man show. That's key for Brazil.
Ahmadi. Pass is deflected, ball is loose. Sayari picks it up. There is Abassi. Abassi falling away, gets it to go, and 1.
Oh, John, what can this man not do? We saw him become Iran's leading scorer in that big win against Senegal. We've already seen him come up with a big steal early in the first minute, then come up with a quick dime. I mean, he has all the tools in the bag. He's a facilitator, he's a defender, he's also a prime-time scorer. He's a man of many roles for this Iranian national team.
And he currently has 4 points on a flawless 2-2 shooting. But as you said, he's getting it done at both ends as well. Has a rebound, an assist, and a steal to his name. And he gets the extras as well, and it's 15-8. Sergio Junior. You feel for Brazil to get into this game a bit more, they need to pick up the pace. As Da Silva misses the shot. You almost feel that Brazil are playing Iran at their own game at the moment. There's only been a mild flash of what they are capable of. This is a team that scored 14 points in transition in their loss to Poland, and they haven't yet broken out in transition. As Da Silva inside.
You gotta love that. Simple give and go. Defense got caught ball watching. Very, very intelligent play by Da Silva and Filio, excuse me.
Great link-up play between the two. Here is Abassi. And a whistle has gone as we have a Brazil player on the deck, and Brazil will reset momentarily as Carlos Casimiro is helped up.
Quite interesting. They've taken Amareza out. I mean, it has been 7 minutes, but This kind of team here, you want to build as much as possible. I mean, the continuity, as I keep saying, is the key foundations of this Iranian national team.
Sayari a three. That's off the back iron, and it rebounded by Clemente. Da Silva. Clemente. 9 to shoot. And the shot in and out from Da Silva. Again, a lot of the offense going through Clemente and Da Silva. As we have a whistle and a stoppage of play. I think we just have one of the Iran players, Reza Nixilat, just needs to get the buckles adjusted on his chair, so we get a brief break in play. Well, we welcome you all to the IWBF YouTube channel. A very warm morning to you in Brazil, and a good afternoon to you watching in Iran, and wherever you are across the world. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the IWBF Euro YouTube channel. Of course, not just the men's repechage, but the women's repechage going on as well. Australia and Angola in action in Spain right now. Here is Sayari. And Damadash misses the two. And on the follow, believe that was Abedi, the number 13.
That's always the key thing. With players like Morteza, Sayari, Abbasi, you're always going to come up with second chance points when they're on the floor.
Lovely pass to Clemente from Philo. Philo is, fouled by Abbasi. That was a good find though, quick passing from Philo to find Clemente.
Well, neither team with any fouls now to give, I believe, unless if that is still Iran's third team foul. Yeah,
I think that's their fourth team foul, yeah. So
both teams have to take advantage of this at 155.
Precisely, yeah. They got no more fouls to give. Brazil in the penalty. Sergio Junior just cheekily asking our German referee Daniel Kruger if that's free throws, but foul happened before the shot.
I like to call that swishful thinking.
Well, you don't know until you tried, I guess. As Sayari comes out, and Omid Hadzadar comes in for the first time. Sergio Junior, beautiful reverse, can't get that to fall. And Madi Abbasi with the rebound, and now Abbasi full head of speed. Here is Tamadash. Hadzadar. Omid Hadzadar, no hesitation at two.
It's a nightmare here for Brazil because they're trying to switch everything. They know the perimeter threat Iran possesses, but if you're going to switch, you got to switch a lot quicker.
Sergio Junior. Philo. Da Silva, and Casemiro can't hang on.
Casemiro's wide open, just wasn't ready for it.
Abbasi, and the ball is loose again, goes out of bounds. It will stay with Iran with 59.3 on the clock in the first. And a timeout has been called by Coach Van Rotselaar of Brazil. Well, as said, we welcome you all to the IWBF YouTube channel. This is the IWBF men's repechage here in Thailand 2026. As the final four places for the IWBF World Championships will be decided here in central Thailand come the end of this week. Teams already qualified for the Worlds in Ottawa, Canada. Are, of course, the host nation, Canada, Great Britain, Italy, Germany, Spain, Turkey, USA, Argentina, Colombia, Australia, Japan, and Morocco. And four more teams will join the fray in the tournament scheduled for the 9th to the 19th of September in a beautiful city, Ottawa, and it's going to be an absolute party there in the early weeks of September. Should be a cracking event, and of course all the information on the prestigious event on IWBF.org.
Oh, it's always a great event when the IWBF hosts. Go back to the Dubai 2023. Fantastic occasion. John, 4 teams from this Repechage. They will get the chance out of the 7 in total to book their tickets. And already we've had a great event here in Suphanburi, Thailand.
It's been a fantastic event, and so far, and the hospitality we've had here from the volunteers has been absolutely fantastic. Weather's been decent too, as the 3 is up and it's no good from Hadazazar.
See, Brazil's got to make something count here in transition. They got to try to stretch the defense a little bit better.
Sergio Junior under pressure, gets it off to Philo. 6 to shoot. Sergio Junior again, got to put something up, and he rattles it in under immense pressure from Abassi.
And John, I've been very impressed with him because in terms of all the missed attempts, Junior's made the best effort to always, get back and prevent an irradiant transition. That's a big shot from him.
Just completed a maiden season in France. Sergio Junior starred for Brazil at the Under-23 World Championships as Madi Abassi took the shot, and a 3-second violation has been called. I believe that was on Tamadash.
1.6.
And that'll do it for the first period, as Dos Santos wasn't aware, or Da Silva, excuse me, wasn't aware that the game clock had reached 0, and that ends the first period of what has been a competitive first quarter, especially in the latter stages. Iran, though, off to a solid start, have a 19-12 lead.
Iran, of course, they do what they do best. They like to get teams in the half court, but they're also, a team that also can get out in transition. And when you have 3 players, I mentioned, Morteza, Abassi, and Sayadi, that just gives you a big, big advantage on both ends of the floor. They're good paint protectors. They're also very good at, clogging the lane. But also Iran, as we mentioned, they possess a very good perimeter threat. May not necessarily be knocking down many three-pointers in this Repechage, but from 18, 15, they can be very clutch.
Well, Abassi has 5 points, continuing where he left off with his 22 against Senegal yesterday. However, Morteza Abedi leading the way with 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting. As a team, Iran shooting 52% from the floor. Brazil, conversely, at 46%. Dario Philo leading the way with 6 points himself on 3 of 4 shooting. And they've held Cristiano Clemente to just 1 of 3 right now.
Of containing Brazil's key scorer, but Filho, in my mind, he could be a key player also for Brazil's offense and could make a big impact. Because if their defense is focused on one player, that's going to free up so much. And John, where he is most effective is at the high post, anywhere from 10 to 15 around the bucket. So Brazil's got to look to find ways to get him the ball in the paint.
Great to see so many comments as well on the IWBF YouTube channel. Lots of Iran flags, Brazil flags in the comments section. Keep getting them in. Let us know who you're supporting, where you're watching. Great to have you all on board. Here it is Da Silva. Da Silva lets fly, no good. Rebounded by Abassi.
You like how quickly Morteza gets up the floor. Abassi's got a few options, but John, we've seen sometimes he can just try to be a little bit more selfish on the offensive end.
And an offensive foul is the call, and Abassi had a lot of room to take that shot. He can shoot them as well. Decided to go inside in a very clogged area. And a foul was called, and Brazil get the ball back.
Sometimes it's not a problem being a little bit selfish, and Abassi's just a little too unselfish.
Clemente, he doesn't need to be asked twice, but misses that one.
Tough angle, but that's the kind of shots Brazil want to free for him. Get that overload, get the cross court or the reverse, get him that look.
Tamadash right down the middle. And the finish no good from Ebedi. Here is Philo. And pass deflected.
John, one thing that makes Iran such a good team is their transition defense. Miss, turnover, 1 through 5, they make every single last-ditch effort to get back and protect the paint. This will be interesting to see now what Brazil builds from this inbound. Still a 7-point deficit.
Da Silva, 6 to shoot. Here it is Clemente. Over Nixarat, buries it.
He just has that high release. Soon as he's got that high release and he's up in the air, it's almost like there's not much you can do. Rez has done a good job trying to contain him, and that's all you can do against Clemente. You're never going to stop him.
Meanwhile, at the other end, the miss there from Hadazar. And here is Sergio Junior. Da Silva. And Da Silva can't get that to go.
And you look at Morteza, look how quickly he wants to get up the floor. This puts Brazil under intense pressure in the transition.
And the shot there is good from Abedi. And Iran's lead goes to 7.
That's really tough to teach because that's all intrinsic. That's going to be an offensive foul now on Clemente.
Offensive foul on Clemente. And that's foul number 2, I believe, on Brazil's star.
And John, if you're Iran now and you're able to get a 3rd foul against Clemente in the next 2-3 minutes, it becomes a tough decision for the Brazilian coaching staff because you got to take your key player to the bench.
Hadazar. Omid Hadazar still has it. Iran so patient in their build-up play. No joy on that shot. Here is Philo. Casemiro gets bundled over.
Not sure Casemiro appreciated that one.
Yeah. That's a foul on Tamadash, and that'll be his first.
One thing I have to highlight right now and have to really appreciate since coming into wheelchair basketball 3 years ago is the physicality of this game. I love it when you watch it live. It is a rough physical game.
Also, though, the sportsmanship is first class. Whenever someone's on the deck,
100, yeah.
They always help each other up instantly. It's so good to see Clemente short with the 2 and rebounded again by Abassi. Tomadash. Abedi. Tamadash gets it back again. There is Abassi. Abassi, a 3. Money.
What can this man not do? What can this man not do, John Hobbs?
Right now, 3 of 3 from the field. Give him 4 rebounds and 8 points. And Iran with their first double-digit lead of the contest as Plininho Malcedo comes into the game for the first time alongside Anderson Ferreira. And we mentioned Anderson Ferreira made his national team debut in 1999. That was before his teammate Marcedo was even born, alongside Nascimento and Sergio Junior. A wealth of experience on the ball now as he gives it up to Da Silva. Ferreira again. Clemente with 7 to shoot. Ferreira 2, no, short.
John, I think this man needs to change his name, number 47 for Iran. We know him as Mahdi Abassi. I'm going to start calling him Money Abassi because that's what he is on the floor.
And he's collecting rebounds as well. 6 boards right now for Abassi. There he is again. And he'll put in another one and a foul.
What's his name again?
I'll tell you what, you're right. Money right now for Abassi. Flawless from the field.
Say that name again, please. Money Abassi.
4 of 4 from the floor. Timeout, Brazil.
Here comes the money. Timeout. What a start already here for Money Abassi in Iran. You know, if you're a young player watching this game, Players like Cristiano Clemente from Brazil, Mani Abassi, Morteza, Sayadi, those are the kind of players that inspire you to either come along, take part, get into the sport, whether you want to play, whether you want to be a fan. They make this game a fun game to watch.
And you see there on your screen on the other side, Brazil, who had a spurt in the first quarter late on, but right now have just fallen victim to Mani Abassi, or Money Abassi, as
Money
Josh
Abassi, please get it right.
Or Josh is calling him.
Don't be blasphemous, please.
But right now for Brazil, for Coach Van Rotselaar, what do you say to your guys right now who are just not getting into any sort of rhythm?
Well, defensively, they have a problem with Abassi, right? Because Abassi's doing so many things on the floor. He's facilitating. He's almost like a floor general. He's a go-to scorer. At the same time, listen, we haven't seen them go to Filho, who now unfortunately is on the bench. I felt he was going to be a key X factor. One thing I want to see Brazil improve is they're giving way too many wide-open looks, entry passes in the paint for Iran. But when Money Abassi's on fire, like I said, you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him at the bank.
And there he is on the line right now for Iran. As in and out with his foul shot. Rebounded by Clemente, welcomed in by Ferreira, and Clemente returns. There is Ferreira right down the court. Doesn't get it to fall. And Morteza now comes up with it. Brazil have the numbers on defense, so Morteza will slow it down. Morteza Abadi. There he is again, that man. And he'll go to the line again, Abassi, excuse me.
Unfortunately, it's a scramble on the transition defense from Brazil. You got De Silva right there, and he's not away. He's caught ball watching. And Money Abassi, he just patiently waits. I said you can't stop him. You got to send him back to the free throw line now.
There'll be substitutions coming in momentarily for Iran, as Vahid Satapur is going to come into the game for the first time alongside Jahil Janjarik.
That's a tough one here, because the bigger the lead gets for Iran, and this sounds like a Captain Obvious thing to say, it becomes like yesterday. The mountain gets higher and higher for Brazil to come back from. Now, Brazil in that defeat against Poland made 3 solid efforts of a comeback, but they don't want this to be a reoccurring theme, because that becomes exhausting. At some point, you've got to establish your offensive identity, really dominate and protect your paint on the defensive end. And at the moment, it just seems, unfortunately, a little bit all over the place.
Well, just the one player on 10 points right now in double figures. I'll leave it to you at home, and maybe to Josh as well, to guess who that player is.
What's his name?
As he makes the first. I'm leaving that with you.
Money Abassi.
Sure, the Brazilian fans watching at home are not wanting any part of that cash as he makes the second.
That shooting technique is B-E-A beautiful.
Here is De Silva. 5:34 to go in the second period. Ferreira. Clemente. Clemente a 3. Well, he hit 4 of them yesterday. And right now, struggling.
But he's got to keep believing. He can't drop his confidence. He's got to believe in himself.
2 of 7 from the field right now. 0 of 2 from downtown. Iran with a comfortable 14-point advantage. Here is Abassi. As Hadzadar has it. Hadzadar loses it. Clemente with the steal. And here is Clemente. Ferreira. Ferreira a 3. No, that's short. Well kept in though by De Silva. Sergio Junior. Clemente. 4 to shoot. And a foul is called, I believe. Clemente was illegally lifting the chair. In fact, excuse me, no, it's not. It's an offensive foul away from the ball, and it's on Macedo.
And that's a team control foul, so it won't add to it. Brazil still have 1 foul to give here with 4:46. But again, John, tough one there for Brazil, because that's what you want. You want that ball screen scenario with Clemente in the corner.
Hadzadar. Still has it. There is Abassi, gets it to go.
What's his name again? Money.
Ferreira. It's almost going to be a running joke at this point, isn't it? Here is Ferreira. Marcedo, as Clemente is on the deck and play will stop. Iran right now shooting 54% from the floor in this one. And what's more impressive, Josh, is they've held Brazil to just 7 field goals and only 2 transition points. And for one of the quicker teams in this repechage, Brazil are really struggling to get into their flow.
Yeah, good point you made, but you also have to credit the fact that Iran are one of those, they play end-to-end, they protect the paint, and they get out in transition.
Clemente, back irons a 2, rebounded Ferreira. There is Clemente, and at the second attempt, can't get it to go again. And the ball is batted around, and Clemente fouls Amareza Amadi.
I think that's Clemente's third, John.
It will be his third, yes.
That's a frustration foul that now with 3:55, Coach Kais van Roetselaar may have, he's going to have to make a change.
Yeah, and it's going to also put Brazil in the penalty. So Iran, for the next 3:55, will get foul shots every time Brazil foul. As Philo will come in. In fact, it's a wide range of substitutions here as Casemiro also comes in alongside Duanda Santos and also Iranio Nunes.
Well, we thought it was a statement game from Iran. You know, the really tough defeat they gave to Senegal. And Senegal much better today against Poland, who, let's not forget, Poland defeated Brazil yesterday. But I'll say it again, it sounds like a broken record. We're talking about the bronze medal winners of the 2022 IWBF World Championship. Continuity at this level is so imperative if you want to be a top team.
Misses the second, and it's rebounded by Nunes. And here is Nunes on the ball. Nunes, no hesitation. Not even an offensive set made there. Iran didn't even get into their defensive set, and now they can break in transition as Hadza is fouled.
Well, Nunes made one yesterday when he cut it down to 8 points with under 2 minutes against Poland. Well, if you notice with Iran, it's almost like they're tempting Brazil to take perimeter shots, almost feeling like, listen, we know you're inconsistent, but, you know, Brazil, you can go for them, but if they don't work, you have to find other ways to score.
I said they didn't even go into an offensive set. They just went straight for the jugular, went right for the three-pointer. Of course, Brazil, we've mentioned it, a team that like to open the floor in transition, but they can shoot the ball as well.
I still think Dario Filho is going to be the biggest offensive threat. He's actually still their leading scorer at 6 points. He's only taken 4 shots. With no Clemente on the floor, that's not excelente for Brazil. So you've got to go to Dario Filho.
As Hadzadar misses the first, and for Philo, usually provides a spark off the bench. He started the 2 games thus far, but at the America's Cup in Bogota, certainly a player that provides that energy, provides that lift when Brazil needed it. Here is Marcedo. Dos Santos. Amareza Abadi all over him. 8 to shoot. Marcedo. Risky pass, another turnover. That's Brazil's 8th in this contest. Amareza Abadi. Tamadash. And a whistle has gone. As Vahid Satapor was hit away from the ball, and he'll get 2 shots at the line for Iran. There'll be substitutions coming in as well, as I think Hadzadar is going to come out, and Jaranik comes into the game at the number 14. 3:01 to play here in the half, and Iran consistent like they were yesterday against Senegal, getting the job done against the South American Giants.
And no doubt at halftime there's going to be a big talking from head coach Kais van Rooselaar to speak to his players. But remember, John, he's only just stepped into this role, and it's very tough to ask a great coach of him. He's one of the best in the IWBF to work wonders. It takes time to build that trust with your players.
Well, he spent a lot of time in Sao Paulo as Van Rooselaar was there at the Under-23 World Championships last year, keeping a keen eye on the future. As a shot is good from Nunes.
Well, you got to build on this. You got to come up with a big defensive play to kind of inspire yourself. Build that identity, that confidence on both ends of the floor.
Sayari. Don't want to give him too much space, but misses that too. 2:18 to play in the half, and Iran in the ascendancy right now. But never count Brazil out. Filo, who has been outstanding thus far. Marcedo on the catch and shoot, banks it home.
And a much better fluid offense from Brazil, moving the ball, making Iran's defense having to ship. What they get, it's a contested look, but it's a 4-0 run.
Amadi was thinking about the triple. There is Sayari. There is Amadi again. Dumps it off. Look at the pass! As Sayari gets fancy, and a foul is called, and Sadatpour is going to go back to the stripe. But what a pass, wasn't even looking.
I mean, the pass comes with the whole motion. What does he do? He knows the ball is high. He just flashes between the middle of the paint to the high post, and he knows where Vahed is right behind him. And it's simple. Where does that come from? Continuity, playing with each other for a long time.
Almost took the words out of my mouth there. Exactly what I was going to put out. Now, these guys, like we said at the top of the stream, these guys, the majority of them play their basketball in Turkey, but they know each other very well. They know their roles. They know which sets they're going to play at exactly the right time. As Vahed Sadatpour makes the second.
139 here. Brazil could get a potential 3 for 2. Finish this half with 3 good offenses and give yourself a bit of inspiration going into the locker room.
Filo. Marcedo's hit one already from there. Here is Nunes. Nunes nearly lost the handle. 9 to shoot for Brazil. Filo banks it in, and right now Brazil having great success using the glass.
Well, Nunes, drawing the defenders, creating that overload, and you get a wide open Filo. Excellent execution.
1:10 remaining. Amadi gets it back from Tamadash. Can't get that to drop, and another stop for Brazil. Under a minute to play, and they'll want to get it to below, they'll want to get it to at least 10 points. It's a 14-point game right now. Here is Marcedo. Marcedo lets fly, and he gets it to go.
John, I was about to say, you've made your last shot. Don't hesitate. Just take it. You've made one. Go for another one.
4 quick points in the best part of 40 seconds for Marcedo, and a 6-0 run for Brazil here. As the shot is good from Sayari. And a 14-point lead for Iran, but Brazil a chance to cut it to 12, maybe even 11. Nunes. Final seconds of the half. Filo again! 6 points in under a minute from Filo and from Marcedo. 4 points each, 8 points, in the final minute, and Brazil have cut it to 12 at the break. 36-24, Iran lead.
Well, John, I did say when Filo made his first shot at those last 3 offenses, they can get 3 good offenses. Wasn't exactly a 3-for-1 because Iran didn't get one final bucket, but they've given themselves a little bit of hope, optimism. They're down 12, and now Kais van Rooselaar can have a better talk with his team at halftime. I think it's going to be a different Brazilian team come second half.
Well, Filo and Marcedo with 8 points in the last minute. Both had 4 points each. And a good finish to the second quarter from Brazil. Iran a little ropey, but consistent for the first 18 and a half minutes of this contest. It is half-time here in our final game of day 2 in Suphanburi. Iran lead 36-24. Philo has 10 points to lead the way for Brazil. And Mahdi Abbasi with 14 points on a flawless 5 of 5 shooting and 7 rebounds leads the way for Iran. We'll be back in roughly 12 minutes time. Hello everyone, welcome to the final game of day 2, and it's half time. We're going to start the third quarter in just a moment between Iran and Brazil. And Iran 36-24 to the good. And coach Behrouz Sultani very pleased with what he's seeing from his side at the moment. John Hobbs, Josh Bett alongside you to bring you the action here in the third and fourth quarter here at the Suphanburi Indoor Stadium. A warm welcome to everyone here on the IWBF YouTube channel. And Josh, you've been saying it all game long. Thus far, there is only one man to really talk about, and that is Mahdi Abbasi. What a game he has had so far, leading the way for Iran. Absolutely flawless from the floor, 5 for 5, 14 points.
Sorry, John, I'm having a few technical issues with my microphone, but again, I didn't quite hear the name you said again. Say it again. No, you're absolutely right. Abbasi's been incredible, 14 points, but it's not just a scoring, John. It's everything he does. He's a facilitator. He is like the ultimate, combo international IWBF wheelchair basketball player. John, one thing I want to highlight in this game has been the disparity of points in the paint. 16 for Iran, only 4 for Brazil. But a positive note for head coach Kais van Rutselaar, who I regard as one of the greatest, if not a top 3 international wheelchair basketball coach through his record, is that they finished with 3 solid offenses. Most of them come from Dario Filio at the end of the second quarter. But this team have got to come out. It can't just be guns a-blazing. Defensively, they've got to protect the paint. And on the offensive end, they've got to move the ball a little bit better.
Well, if the scorelines stay as they are in this game and Iran do win, then it sets up a very, very interesting clash tomorrow when Poland take on Iran. That'll be the first game tomorrow, and that could potentially be a World Championship qualifier in its own right. Whoever wins would top Group B and would go forth to Ottawa. So plenty on the line here. Not just for Iran, but also for Brazil as well. They'll want to finish as high as they can. If they do get to the crossover, of course, they can still qualify automatically. However, they've got a bit of a mountain to climb now. Yeah, and I think that's become kind of a reoccurring theme in both games. They go down, but they do make comebacks. They've got to make a big one here in the third quarter. As a travelling violation has been called on Abbasi.
No arguments from him on that one.
Of course, Brazil will be in action tomorrow. They take on Senegal. That'll be the second game of tomorrow as Korea and the Netherlands round off day 3 before the crossovers begin.
I think there's a delay in the clock there.
We have a bit of a delay, so there will be...
I think that's the case.
It did look like it, but we'll restart.
I've been wrong before.
Here is Macedo, and there is Nunes. Back to Macedo. Filo, and that's long, and it's rebounded by Amareza Amadi.
See, 2 Brazilian players on that shot could have gone for the weak side. Second chance points are a great way to get back in this game.
Abbasi launches, can't get it to fall.
I'm still trying to figure out if that was a shot or a pass, but it looks like he was trying to find Sayadi.
Such a quick release on that shot, missed everything. Maybe a bit of money fell out of the account, who knows. Here he is again, Abbasi. Thought about a 3 from the other side, swings it. There is Sayari. Sayari goes window, too strong, rebounded Dos Santos. Nunes. Filo was the intended target. Nunes still has it. One-hander and he'll go to the line for a couple.
So I thought Nunes was excellent in that transition. He was able to take the ball right deep in the backcourt, get inside the paint, and look, he's trying to find Filio. Filio's their best offensive threat at the moment, but he's got miles of space. Let it go. You can do it, Nunes. You did it yesterday against Poland.
Well, Nunes at the line for Brazil, rattles in the first, and a warm welcome to everyone watching on the IWBF YouTube channel. We so hope you're enjoying the action here in Suphanburi, Thailand, the Golden City, as the women's repechage also taking place in Spain as we speak. So lots of action to keep you entertained all day long, and especially if you're in Europe, of course, from the early morning to late at night, wheelchair basketball on tap for you, as Amadi has it. Seari swings it in, it's welcomed in by Amadi. Lovely passing, patient, and Seari the recipient.
And John, the good thing about that offense from Iran, you got three bigs, Sayari, Abbasi, and Morteza. You leave two down low, Morteza flashes high, that brings the Brazilian defense away from the paint.
Macedo. Nunes, 8 to shoot. Nunes a three, no good, rebounded Sayari. And look at Iran breaking in transition. And Ibasi will go to the line for a couple. Wisely just halted, because he knew he was just a little off balance, then halted and drew in the contact, and he'll go to the line for a couple.
And I think you just saw head coach Kaisvan Husala. I think he was, implying to Plinio Macedo, listen, when the shot goes up, you've got to be the first player back. Because as we've noticed, John, Brazil haven't been as good today as crashing the offensive rebounds. They only at the moments to count only 4 offensive rebounds. Now, granted, Iran only has 3, but Iran, they're still above 50% from the field.
And also as well, above 50% from the stripe as well. 8 of 14. Make that 9 of 15 for Madi Abbasi. Macedo. 2 minutes played in the third period. Filo. Nunes looking for help. He's in a straitjacket here. 8 to shoot. Brazil in a little bit of trouble. Macedo can't get that to fall.
That's a great cut by Plinio Macedo. He's got to keep going to that option.
Beautiful link-up play. 3 on 2. And the finish inside from Morteza Abadi.
And I love that, John. That is what I call showtime Iran IWBF. 3 players, the ball hardly touched the floor.
Everyone knew exactly what they were doing on the fast break. And Iran now with 11 fast break points to just 2 from Brazil. 4 to shoot. Filo, got to put it up. Short, grazes the rim, rebounded Sayari.
I think what we're seeing from Brazil, I think this is what Kaisvan Rusula is trying to build with his team. Trying to get other players to build confidence without Clemente on the floor.
And there's a foul away from the ball. It's an offensive foul. And that'll be on Morteza Abadi. That'll be his first foul. So Brazil get a break, but they need points right now, trailing 42 to 26. 6:43 to play. Filo misses the 2. And this time, lifting the chair. So Iran will get the ball back.
It's Brazil, 3 key players over 3 fouls, and the last thing they want is for someone like Filio, Clemente, just to pick up that 4th one. Now, granted, Clemente's on the bench at the moment, but again, I do like what Kaisvan Rusula's doing with this Brazil team. He's keeping his star player on the bench. He's trying to get these players to build confidence when the star's not on the floor.
Abbasi. Swings it to Amadi. Back to Abbasi. Abbasi a 3, money. Abbasi from downtown And it's now a 19-point lead for Iran.
John, I love it. You said his name twice in the one sentence. Abbasi for 3. Money.
Nunes. Philo can't get that to fall. Iran right now in a groove.
Just look how quickly Iran get out. But look at the spacing here, John. A lot of options. Now Sayari's wide open.
Sayari, they give it out to Abadi. And Abadi will go to the strike. And right now the momentum is all with Iran. Their intensity not altered one bit since the jump. They got the first score of the game 6 seconds into this contest, and they just have not stopped there.
They've held the lead right from the very get-go. I think that's a testament. We've already talked about this team, how good they are. Listen, for those watching who've just joined us, this team won the bronze medal at the IWBF Worlds in 2022, although the tournament was hosted in Dubai in 2023. But, John, it's like everybody knows their role. Everybody on this team, it's a system, it's a brotherhood. They've been there, they know each other, they've grown up together. The question is now, do they go directly to Ottawa? And if they do, where do they go from there? It's exciting for them.
João Nascimento into the game for Brazil, and he got the rebound. A double-double machine at the last Under-23 World Championships. Ferreira also into the game. And the pass deflected and picked up by Iran again. Nixirat. Abadi gets it to fall. He leaves his hand hanging as well. Timeout, Brazil.
John, that transition reads one thing in my mind. It was a 4-on-1. Reza, Abbasi, Morteza. And all three of them in that 4 transition all had a good look. It was almost like you could read it. I've got a better shot, but my teammate's got an even better one than me.
A 12-2 start to this third period for Iran. They are in command in this contest, 48-26 to the good. And Brazil reeling, Iran rampant here in Thailand.
Look what we're seeing here from the timeout in Brazil, not holding their heads low. Gijs van Rooselaar knows, of course, it's an exciting project he has with this Brazilian national team. I think going down by 22 in the 12-2 start that you alluded to, John, it's a good test of their resolve and character. There's more games to play in this repechage. There's still the opportunity to get to Ottawa. So whatever happens in this game, you got to look forward and try to build positive, win little victories and battles within it.
That's something every wheelchair basketball player tries to say, is get those little victories, especially late on. Marcedo misses the midi, and it's rebounded by Abbasi. Abbasi now with 8 rebounds to go with 19 points. Amadi. Sayari, no hesitation at 2, no good. Another offensive rebound for Iran, and play will stop.
Abbasi's almost a point forward. He takes the ball himself. He goes at a 45-degree angle, gets that ball screen from Morteza. They get a ball reverse on it. In the end, high percentage look from Sayari. It's the unselfish play from this team.
4th offensive rebound of this contest before play paused. For Iran, here is Sayari. 4:41 to play in the third. Sayari attacking. Finds Amadi. There is Abbasi. Puts it in. Super 7 for Abbasi.
Incredible. He's not missing today, is he? He's on fire.
Super 7 indeed. 7 of 7 from the floor. Ferreira. Nascimento. There is Marcedo. Whistle has gone. Foul on the floor, so that basket will not count, but Brazil will retain possession. Brazil
now. Go.
Brazil with no more fouls to give. Iran with a foul to give. Ferreira given some space, knocks down a three. We were missing that yesterday. Anderson Ferreira from downtown.
Just think his confidence with him. He's got to believe in himself. He gets good looks. But John, what I was going to say is Brazil now have 4 key players with 3 fouls. If you're Iran, make them pick up a 4th one.
The 47-year-old with his first 3 of the game. Sayari can't respond in kind. That hits the back iron. Ball goes out of bounds. And Brazil get the stop.
A great work by João there, trying to box out 2 players, but still 21. Try to build something here in this final 3:41 to go into the 4th quarter.
Well, Brazil won't give up the fight. They will continue pushing away, and they will continue playing hard to the final buzzer. Ferreira again. This time it's short. Marcedo beats Abadi to the ball. Clemente, there is Marcedo. Marcedo, good defense there from Ibasi, and a whistle has gone. You could see the body control and then the chair control there from Marcedo, but that was good defense, a good stance there from Madi Abasi.
And the thing is, Marcedo got it into a good position right in the paint. You got to go a little bit quicker because that help side drop defense from Iran between both Mortez and Abasi. You wait a split second, you're caught in that double team.
Exactly, yeah. And we've seen that not just in this game, we saw it in the first game against Senegal. It caused Senegal so many problems. There is Clemente, who misses everything. Amareza Amadi. Abasi. Ibasi to the elbow. Over 2 Brazilian defenders. 8 for 8 from the floor.
Incredible. 21 points from Mani Abasi. Truly an incredible performance.
You can give him 8 rebounds to go with those 21. A couple of assists thrown in for good measure. 8 for 8 from the field. You could say a perfect game, but 5 of 6 from the foul line. But sorry to put a damper on it, I guess. Here is Ferreira. Josh is giving me evils right now. Here is Nascimento to Marcedo. Marcedo gets the friendly bounce.
Well, to correct the viewers, I'm giving you smiles at the moment. But good there from Marcedo, because anytime, look, we talk about those little battles. Get in the paint, try to improve that percentage. Points in the paint should be a key now for Brazil.
Casemiro, a physical defender. Now it's switched to Clemente, and Amareza Amadi is fouled. And that'll send Iran to the line as Brazil now in the penalty. Iran, a solid 10 of 17 from the stripe here today. Always been a very solid foul shooting team, Iran.
Well, we've seen quite a few teams being inconsistent from the free throw line. I think maybe that's the pressure of knowing the early stages where you finish. As you mentioned, are you going to top this group, go automatically to Ottawa? But every great players have their times.
Of course, the crossovers on Thursday to determine the final 3 spots. Whoever wins Group B, which is these 2 teams are part of, qualifies automatically. And an offensive foul is called, I believe, on Tamadash. And that'll be foul number 2.
I think that was just a moving
number
screen,
9.
probably, yep.
Final 2 minutes of the third. Anderson Ferreira. Nearly went out of bounds there with his wheel. Here is Marcedo. Lovely pass to Clemente. Great find from Plinio Marcedo.
That's good execution. That's what they've missed today. His scoring, but also points in the paint.
Coming up to 90 seconds left in the third. Still a comfortable lead for Iran. That's a lovely pass. And the finish lacking from Irfan Bakshadeh. As Brazil come away with the loose change, and away comes Marcedo full head of speed. And shot no good from Nascimento, and we have a Brazil player on the floor.
See, John, I just feel Macedo's done a great job there in transition. Hogging the sideline, going down the middle, but getting in the paint. At this point, you're down by 20. If you're in the paint, let it go. Just give it an attempt.
Under a minute left in the third. Tamadosh. Lovely find. Morteza Abedi can't get it to fall. He's getting a couple of bites at the cherry. Still can't get it to fall. There is Ahmadi there to pick it up. And Abbasi wants to slow it down. 3 is up. 3 is money from Ahmadi.
Brazil's problem right now, they get caught ball watching. The original pass to Morteza, but then it's given away the offensive rebounds. I think we should call those second chance 3 points.
3 of 8 from downtown for Iran in this contest. And Brazil, conversely, struggling. They've been struggling all game long. 1 of 7 from beyond the arc, but now Iran in the penalty, so Brazil will get foul shots. Anderson Ferreira, the 47-year-old veteran at the stripe, still can get it done. We've seen him get the shots up here in the first 2 games for Brazil. Averaged around 7 points at last year's IWBF America's Cup. And certainly a Brazilian international that's been there, seen it and done it. As he strings the second.
He can shoot. He has got a good shot. It's just belief and confidence.
Well, the shot clock is turned off. And Iran can, well, you say they could hold for the final shot. They decide not to. And a couple of attempts, still can't get it to go. Bakshadeh missed the first. Morteza Abedi missed the second. There is Clemente. Clemente gets it to go on the buzzer.
And John, I want to add one thing right there. Iran may be leading by 19, but you just saw quite clearly that's why you go for the last shot. Morteza almost comes in for the offensive rebound, but by attempting the last shot, you don't give them a chance to get the final bucket.
Precisely. Yeah, Irfan Bakshadeh, who was all alone, went for glory, missed the layup, and then Morteza Abedi collected the offensive board under an immense amount of pressure. He couldn't get his to go, and that learned for Cristiano Clemente to get his shot off. 4 of 12 now from the field for Clemente, and Brazil trail 56-37 against Iran in our final game of day 2. Of course, this is a Group B encounter. The winners of Group B automatically go through to Ottawa, and Iran with a very comfortable lead right now, and tomorrow they play Poland. That could be a potential World Cup qualifier right there, or World Championship qualifier right there, excuse me.
No, absolutely right. I mean, that's probably going to be the game everybody's looking out for. You've got the Polish Ironman on the other team, along with Balcerowski, Maciek, a very talented team. They've proven their worth in their first 2 games. And, of course, Iran, you know, setting the bar for everybody in this repechage. I told you, it's been a great event and more exciting games to come.
It's going to be a phenomenal day tomorrow, the penultimate day of action here at the IWBF Men's Repechage. Poland, Iran get us started tomorrow. Then that's followed by Brazil and Senegal. Korea and the Netherlands round off the penultimate day before the crossovers take place. As we start the 4th period here in Suphanburi. Anderson Ferreira, there is Clemente in almost an identical spot, and he'll get it to go, and a foul. Back-to-back scores from Cristiano Clemente.
Well, great players, great shooters. They'll always shoot, and at some point they'll get cooking. Down 17, not impossible, but like I say, you draw a lot of confidence. You build a lot of motivation when you get that final play of the third quarter.
5 of 13 now from the floor for Clemente. He now moves on to double figures. Joint leading scorer. And now you can count him as the leading scorer for Brazil, passing Dario Filo, who had a really good first half for the South American side. Hadzadar. And a travelling violation on Omid Hadzadar, who just used his hands on the wheel one too many times there and forgot to dribble.
See, the Iranian coaching staff have Sayadi, Amareza, Morteza on the bench for a bit of rest. This comeback comes a little bit quicker. We'll see them come back on very soon.
Anderson Ferreira glides to the cup, doesn't get that to fall, and the rebound taken by Abassi. And now Madi Abassi, 1 rebound shy of a double-double. 9th board for him. And an 8th turnover for Iran with that possession.
And a good offense here. Keep the momentum going. Keep the inspiration going to try and propel some sort of a comeback.
Anderson Ferreira swings it wide. Clemente welcomes it in. And that grazes the rim for 3. And it'll be an Iran possession.
And that's unfortunate for Brazil because it's the kind of attempt you want from Clemente. And unfortunately, Anderson Ferreira just not quite in position on the weak side.
Here is Hadzadar. Inside, good defense from Ferreira as Jaloli was going for what looked to be a certain layup. Here is Casemiro, blocked emphatically by Yohamadi.
Well, it's great defense by Carrera, though. Just a little bit too ambitious on the pass, I think.
And Iran starting to stretch their bench as we see Casemiro getting blocked there by Mohamed Taha Yamahamadi. And another whistle has gone as the play starts to get a little chippy. Marcedo now the latest victim, and now he's on 4 fouls. And for Marcedo, who's been a spark in this game for Brazil, him being on 4 fouls could be potentially even more damaging as Abassi continues his good form, 9 for 9 from the floor.
And Brazil, unfortunately, in that case, they just don't have the coverage for Abassi. Sits himself in the paint. It's good vision. It's just unfortunate for the Brazilian defense.
How he's got himself into the right position, time in and time out, is absolutely phenomenal as Clemente hits at the other end. As we've played just over 2 minutes of this 4th and final period. Now Iran in a groove, but the miss there from Bakshender. And Anderson Ferreira smacks his hand in frustration as a foul has been called. And it will be on Ferreira. And that'll be foul number 3 on the veteran. Hadzadar. Welcomed in by Abassi. Abassi with 2 to shoot. Abassi falls short of a perfect 10. Yeah, 9 for 9 he was before that. Now 9 of 10. Here is Anderson Ferreira. Great pass to Marcedo. Marcedo with the tough finish.
Well, timeout's called by Iran because now they're sensing Brazil just being inspired. Still over 7 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. It's a 14-point deficit, but this kind of belief is what you want to build going into that final day.
And this is what we saw yesterday against Poland. Brazil just kept on pushing, kept on executing, kept on getting those shots up. And right now, they're starting to worry Iran a little bit here. And Iran wisely calling a timeout. Barus Sultani, the Iran coach. Cool, calm and composed there on the far side. As Iran, who has led by as many as 24 points, have had their lead slimmed to 14. And as you said, Josh, Brazil starting to believe a little bit.
What's those little battles, those little victories? Because as you said, come at the final day, you could be 3-0. Well, you could be 2-1. You could be 1-1, 1-2. You don't know. Well, 1-2 or 2-1. Unless you win that final game, John, you're not going to Canada.
Yeah.
So you've got to build confidence.
Well, we saw it in Antibes in 2024. Canada lost all 3 of their group games and then won the crossover game against Italy, who were 3-0 at that point as well. So every performance matters. Here is Abassi. Hadzadar can't get that to go. Gets it at the second attempt. Again can't get it to fall. And Anderson Ferreira, well, he thought he smacked it away from Hadzadar. Our German official, Daniel Kruger, saw an infringement.
I know the infringement is regardless at this point, because it's more of a disappointing fact for them. How'd you give away 3 offensive rebounds so easily?
Iran now with 12 offensive rebounds in this contest, compared to just 6 from Brazil. Hadzadar thought about the 3. Ferreira closed him down. Nascimento picks him up on the switch. Good defense along the paint from Brazil, and now it's off to the races. Ferreira the layup.
One way to really dampen the confidence of a leading team. Convert a turnover into fast break points.
And now Brazil starting to feel it. Abassi will go to the line. Wisely got the shot off, knowing he was going to get fouled. And the foul, I believe that's on Marcedo, and if it is, that's him fouled out of the game. And it is foul number 5 on Planinho Marcedo. So Lucas de Lima comes in for his first minutes today.
That's tough on Marcedo, because John, I think he's been outstanding in this game, especially being a player that they'll probably need to rely on that final game. 8 points so far today, but going back to this final play here with Abassi, he can really change the momentum of the game. Brazil are on this run. Abassi takes himself, shift, shake, just puts up any attempt, but because he's made
Abassi makes the first. Abassi now on 26 points. Still 1 rebound shy of a double-double as he makes them both.
I want to take a shooting lesson from him, because his form is amazing.
Certainly has one of the smoother releases, doesn't he, in not just wheelchair, but any form of basketball. And you look at the running end of able-bodied, you look at 3x3. Anderson Ferreira lets fly, can't get that to fall, gets his own rebound, and here is Clemente. 8 to shoot for Brazil. Clemente a 3, no. Rebounded by Nascimento.
It's good defense from Morteza against Clemente.
Clemente has not had a look in here today. Ferreira puts it in. Big score, Brazil. An 11-point game.
Third time. They kept going. They kept battling. Only, as you said, John, an 11-point game.
And an offensive foul has been called. Iran now starting to worry, starting to sweat a little bit. And Brazil sense it. Are we in for a grandstand finish? Still a lot of time, 5:39 to play. But Brazil right now They're in a groove. Anderson Ferreira. Ferreira can't get it to go. That would have been huge. And the rebound taken by Abassi. That's his double-double. And a foul away from the ball as Morteza Abadi hits the deck.
John, it's a poor foul, because that's just going to send Iran to the free throw line.
Yeah. That's penalty team fouls for Brazil. And with 5:20 to go, Iran can really sense an advantage here and really try and halt any momentum that Brazil might have, because right now they're hitting everything from the field and they are really energetic and really reinvigorated so far in this fourth. As Abadi misses the first.
That's 9 missed free throws today, but I'm looking at Iran's score and thinking only 2 players in double figures. But when you look at Mani Abassi's numbers, 27 from the field, might be enough to see it off, but 2 missed free throws.
Missed the second. And De Lima gets the ball. Clemente wants it and gets it. Ferreira, 7 to shoot. There is Clemente, dumps it off, Nascimento inside, and a foul!
Huge play. Chance now with under 5 minutes to make this potentially an 8-point ball game. You gotta love this about Brazil. They may go down 10, 20, you know, but they'll still keep battling.
João Nascimento. An absolutely prolific scorer at under 23 level, now in his first senior international tournament, looking to make a name for himself. And Brazil, having trailed by as many as 24, have now slimmed it to 8. 4:58 remaining.
Big test now here for Iran. Could be an 8-second violation.
They get it just over the timeline in time. Amadi, Sayari, gotta get this one. Can't get it to fall. On the follow, though, was Abadi.
That's a problem here for Brazil. You put too much full court pressure. Iran's got both Sayari and Morteza to send long into the paint.
Anderson Ferreira gets past Morteza. There is Casemiro, misses everything. And another rebound for Abassi. That's rebound number 11 for him. There is Amadi, puts it in. Timeout Brazil. And double-digit lead restored, and have Iran weathered the storm?
Well, they have weathered the storm. You got to remember, they also had the likes of Amareza, Morteza, as well as Sayari on the bench at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Only Mani Abassi was their key main go-to player. And, you know, Brazil, they were able to build that confidence possession by possession. And when Brazil make it single digits, what happens? They get a transition in the paint, they get the 2 bigs, no problem. And the same thing, a transition play, and then it's Amareza who finishes. Still plenty of time, though, here for Brazil.
What a fascinating second day we've had here in Suphanburi. Senegal and Poland went down to the wire. And now Iran and Brazil battling hard here in our final game of day 2. Cristiano Clemente, despite his struggles from the field, leads the way with 13 points. Dario Filo and Anderson Ferreira both on 10. Madi Abassi with a game-high 27 for Iran. Morteza Abadi with 15. Ferreira, Nascimento. Nascimento can't get it to go.
That's 2 good looks for Brazil that didn't go firing in. That's tough, that is.
Amadi can't hang on. Brazil possession. 3:54 left.
Brazil's got to keep trying to get into the paint. That's what, whoa.
Clemente a 3. No, that's off.
So I just think that's a poor shot, too rushed. Still a bit of time here, then get something a little bit better.
Very early in the shot clock, and not even a pass made in that offensive set from Brazil. Amadi. Abassi over 3. Brazil defenders, gets it to go and puts a bit of muscle with the hustle.
It's a 6-0 run since going down by 8 points. It's a huge turnaround response from Iran.
De Lima, Clemente off the window.
That's the first time I think we've seen Brazil push the tempo. If they play a bit more like that, I think they can compete with anybody.
And that's Brazil's strength, is pushing the pace in transition. They've not been able to do that much today. Iran have, as Amadi buries a 3.
That's his second one tonight.
Amareza Abadi now on 12. There is Clemente high off the glass.
So I think they've been a little bit too eager to settle for a lot of three-pointers here in the fourth, and you only want to get to that when you're under 2 minutes, I guess.
Amareza gets it to go. Amareza Amadi, and having led by 24, seeing their lead shrink to as little as 8, it's now 71-56, and a great response from Iran. Anderson Ferreira has the ball, fakes Amadi, gives it up. There is Clemente wide open off the glass.
This is what they needed at the beginning of the game, John. They needed him, but at this point, Iran's leading the way they are. They'll be happy with that at the point.
Sayari. Well, he bobbled it around. 3-second violation is the call. That's on Morteza Abadi. 1:48 to play. A 13-point cushion for Iran, who looks certain now to go 2-0. 2-0 in Group B. Clemente a 3, all string.
I said great shooters. They'll turn it on and off when they need to. Unfortunately, down 10, 139, it might be a little too late.
And that's Clemente's first 3-pointer of the game. He missed his first 5. But as you said, good shooters shoot the ball. They always keep their confidence high. Amareza Abadi almost thought like he wanted to respond. Abassi, Amadi, 4 to shoot, lines it up, doesn't get it to fall, gets the rebound, and time management certainly on Iran's side, and they sense it. Abassi banks it home, and it's a 12-point lead.
He's got 31. I hope he's going to save a few of these for Poland.
Well, what a battle we have in store tomorrow. Nascimento at the second attempt and a foul.
Well, you said it. Tomorrow is going to be a game of games. Probably the most anticipated, most exciting game that we're going to see. We've had some great games already, but tomorrow is going to be, I don't know, as our fellow friend Ethan would say, the jamboree probably.
Ethan Lloyd, our Australian official, still getting a shout out even though he's not in the building. Nascimento misses the free throw.
It's not mission impossible, but he's been a great, like all of our. The referees have done a magnificent job here at the Repechage. They've done a real professional job to all of them.
Well, we mentioned how good the volunteers have been, how much they've welcomed us with open arms. The officials, the classifiers, the supervisors all here doing an absolutely wonderful job. As Iran now will hold the possession as long as they can. They are going to go 2-0 in Group B. And a clash tomorrow with Poland. Sayari just puts an exclamation point on the win.
Well, he now becomes the 4th player in double figures for Iran. That's still very impressive.
And Casimiro turns it over. So Iran will get the ball back. That's turnover number 10 now for Brazil. And a timeout has been called by Coach Sultani, who just wants to talk it over with his team. 75-63, and though it's looking likely to be a potential double-digit win here for Iran, the scoreline doesn't really reflect on how good this game has been and how competitive it's been, especially as Brazil, who looked down and out going into the fourth and trailing by as many as 24, brought it back to within 8. But Iran, that know-how, that ability to know each other's roles and execute when matters, has just told today.
Oh, for sure. And I think, like I said, these classifier games, if we want to call them, in both groups, I mean, they're fun, they're exciting. You want to put yourself in the pole position of who you go in the crossover in the round of robin. But it all doesn't mean a thing until that final game. So what we see in these classifier games, we learn about teams, they learn about each other, and that's the exciting part. So those final games, we'll find out who will be coming to Ottawa for the IWBF World Championship. That is when it really counts.
Of course, the World Championships taking place in Ottawa, Canada, from September the 9th to the 19th. Iran will just let the ball dribble. There's still actually time on the shot clock.
Well, this is the respect, the admiration. This is what I love about the IWBF community. All these players are all involved in each other's lives, are all very close.
And Iran, out of courtesy, turn the ball over. Brazil will not challenge, and that is game. 75-63 is your final. And Iran move on to 2-0, and a crunch battle tomorrow morning here in Suphanburi against Poland. The winner will head to Ottawa in what should be a blockbuster encounter, as Mahdi Abbasi with a double-double, 31 points on 11 of 12 shooting, 11 rebounds and 4 assists. Mohamed Hassan Siari nearly got a double-double of his own, 10 points, 9 assists. Morteza Abadi with 15 points and 6 offensive rebounds. A great performance from him. Cristiano Clemente led the charge for Brazil with 22 points. Dario Filo had 10 points, as did Anderson Ferreira, but Brazil slump to a second defeat in Group B. And tomorrow they take on Senegal in what promises to be an exciting day 3 here at the IWBF Men's Repechage. That'll do it for now here in Suphanburi, but if you want more wheelchair basketball action, keep it locked on the IWBF Europe channel, because it is the IWBF Women's Repechage taking place in Spain right now. But for now, on the IWBF YouTube channel, my thanks to Josh Bett. I'm John Hobbs. Goodbye for now. And I've got to stop saying